Greetings, fellow seekers of truth, wisdom, and light. This is Reverend Eliot coming to you live tonight in the smack in the middle, a little off to the side of the middle of January, where it is freezing here. Oh man, this is the weather has. Where is that warming we're supposed to be hearing about? I mean, it's snowing in Florida, but it's like 12 degrees here in the city of New York, which is it's pretty cold. That's what that is. I mean, my long johns need long johns. This is just terrible, and I try to stay indoors as much as possible. But having a good old-fashioned New York City landlord, it doesn't matter. I'm still freezing indoors too. The heating laws in this town are very lax, but. We once went 2 years without heat or hot water, and we made them pay for that. Oh, brother. You know, the wheels of justice grind exceedingly fine, but slow. But we had fast action with that. So we're here tonight to look into things going on, not in my life or my heating system, but in your life, and see how things are playing out. I put up a daily tarot card at my Twitter feed, and just to get the feeling of the day, and they've been coming up kind of interesting. You know, I mean, like right after the election, it was a card of triumph, and then the next card after that, the next day, was a card of people being very upset and feeling cheated and lost, and it's weird when half the country is split, you know. But I think people will come together. I think they'll see the insanity of letting current events stand between you and people around you. There's no reason for that. Let's see, what else new do we have here? We're a week away from Chinese New Year. The new moon is next Wednesday. The New Year is always at the new moon, which is one of my favorite times of the month. And in the Hebrew tradition, it's called the Little Day of Atonement, the day before the new moon. Because you see, the interesting thing is the moon right now is fading away. A week from now, it'll be gone. It's just a wisp right now, and that's a form of magic that I like, which is you can look at the moon, and as it shrinks, imagine your troubles going away, and then of course, after the moon starts growing. So you can picture prosperity growing with the moon. It's a fun thing to do, and it's something human beings have done for thousands of years. It's arguable that the very first form of magic was people looking at the moon, or creatures covered with hair, you know, that became people, whatever you want. It's something that gets missed in the movie 2001: A Space Odyssey, but in the beginning section there, where the apes are all huddled together, there's one that keeps watching the moon. They show him watching the moon. Now, if you read the book, which I would recommend because it's a little less cryptic, that particular monkey's name is Moonwatcher. See, they had a flair for the obvious. Human beings had a flair for the obvious even back then. So that's the way to do it. So I'm sitting here today thinking about the new moon and Chinese New Year, because I'm launching a product on the Chinese New Year, but it's not exactly a new product. It's an old product. It's a very old product. It's an extremely old product. It's a product that goes back to the 1930s. And I happen to have a bunch of those things, not many, but a few. And I am going to be selling them at let's face it, at a ridiculously overpriced amount. But hey, it's a seller's market at this point. There's only a few of these left, and I've got a bunch of them. And they're you'll see what they are. I put a thing up there at my Twitter feed explaining it, and it's you can see for yourself at my webpage, which would be found at tiny.cc/goodluckring. Is that the way it is? Is that boy, that would be ridiculous if I showed you the wrong thing, wouldn't it? But I'll double check that. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Let's see. Wait a minute now. That's crazy. Let's see. What do we got? Let's go look through our files here, and that is. But this must be exciting for you, right? No, I don't have it there. Oh gosh. Now, how peculiar of me. I just have the regular website there. And so you can go to magic-works.com, magick-works.com, and go to the link that says Chinese good luck ring. This is a wonderful item from so long ago. And it's definitely, well, like I say, it's definitely overpriced, but that's because there's so few left that you're just not going to be able to see that many of them. So let's, we here we are, and we're finally together. I missed a couple of shows again. Now this is not. I got people concerned, but it wasn't a big problem. I missed a show 2 weeks ago because my wife came out of the hospital, and just needed me around to help her out. She was in the hospital for almost 2 months. I don't know how she could stand it, but she was back. And then last week I had medical appointments on Thursday, so I needed to be bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, which meant that see, when I do this show, I get so invigorated and filled. Is that a word? With energy that I'll be up till like 6 in the morning generally. So I've got to watch that. But this is the highlight of my week. I really love doing this, and I did private readings for people during the week, and I can do those for you too. And that go to magic-works.com, and you'll see the price sheet there. For each reading, the readings are not billed by the minute, so we can stay on a little extra, and it doesn't cost you any more. And right now, in fact, it's going to cost you even less, because in honor of the fact that I was so sick last year and missed so many shows, I've cut my private readings, the price in half. That's a good gift here. I thought, just cut those suckers in half, so you can get a reading very affordable. Meaning, I like to say my readings start at $10, but now they start at $5. See how that works? That's called math. I learned that in school. They told me I was going to use it when I grew up, and here it is. I'm using it as I grew up. Now the beauty of math is also something that shows up in a new book I've got out called The Kabbalah of Numbers. Now, I know people think it's pretentious to say Kabbalah instead of Kabbalah, but those are two different things. If you want to get down to it, Kabbalah is the Hebrew system of mystical connections, and Kabbalah is pretty much the religion neutral version, shall we say. But it's a book that's from the teens, and it's called The Kabbalah of Numbers, and it's worth taking a look at. You can find that at mojoacademy.org, and there's so many books there that will change your life. I'm very happy to see, by the way, that people have gotten back finally to buying books. Maybe it's because the election is over, or maybe they just want to. People have had it with this earthly, practical stuff, which drives you crazy, and want to get into some of the more spiritual aspects of existence, because that's what I do. This is one of the reasons I don't discuss partisan politics here, aside from the fact that every idiot does that. And please accent on the word idiot. Nothing really changes, I mean, things go back and forth. Now, yeah, we have an administration now that's making a lot of changes, but they're just changing things back to the way they were 4 years before. So you see, the pendulum just keeps swinging, and that's how the earthly stuff works. The eternal truths are what I'm interested in. Like where does that sock go in the laundry? That's I got to watch that kind of talk. That sounds like Jerry Seinfeld talk. It's not. That's not me. The what's the deal with the sock? Right? Is that the way it would go? The wonderful collection of books at mojoacademy.org is it's definitely worth looking at. And there's always a sale going. So check that at the publisher. Check that out. The prices for the books are cheaper at the publisher than at Amazon, and they're also they get discounts from time to time from 10%, which is nominal, 15%. Now you're talking, and then sometimes it's 20%, and occasionally, I think once a year, they do a 30% sale, and I love to let people know about that because this is, we've been through some rough financial times, folks, and you know that full well. We all took a hit with from inflation at one point hitting over 9%, and that's rocky. Oh, but I do the grocery shopping around here, and I tend, my health is frail enough. You don't need to look at the price of eggs, for instance. It's screwy. But what is there, a disease going out among chickens? Who knows? See, that's why I try not to get too involved in that, because none of that stuff really changes in the world. There's always an emergency that must be tended to now. There's always the person arrested for committing the worst crime ever committed. Every prosecutor talks about this is the most heinous crime I've ever seen. So I believe in sticking to the astral things, the truths of the mind and the spirit. Now, there's a set of books. This is a goodie. There's a set of books. I'm looking at my set right now on the shelf here in the studio. That set of books runs for about $2,000 now. And I'm not asking you to send $2,000 to me. No, I'm going to be announcing a way that you can get those books for $15. Okay, believe that or not. There's this, old Uncle Eliot isn't pulling your leg, and these are probably the most important 11 books ever written on the subject of magic. Quite simply. And I know you could find them if you look, but I took care of all that work and put it all together for you, along with a free gift of a very rare CD. Well, the CD isn't rare. The record that I put on the CD, that's rare, but the records are astonishingly rare. And I will give this now to. I will announce this all after the new moon next week, because the spiritual stuff here, this is a commitment. I mean, this is something big. These books will make you a master magician. There's no way around it, but they're almost incomprehensible the first time you read them. That's the beauty of it all. These books look and sound like gibberish, but you read them again and it's different. So people spend a lifetime studying these 11 books, and I'm going to make them available in an easy to access, searchable CD-ROM that you can just run right through your computer, and you can store there, and you can access those books at any time. On the lighter side, I'm wearing right now, people stop me on the street when I wear this, and it's not 4 degrees below freezing, I have a button here. I'm wearing a nice pinback button that says, I love reading books, but I'm crazy about reading tarot cards. And I designed that, and you can find that at my website also, and see what you think of that. Because if you are a tarot reader, and some of you listening are, I know that, are quite familiar with it, wear that button and proudly announce that you're a reader. And it doesn't have anything promoting me on it. I didn't put a plug there. If it doesn't say Reverend Eliot says, or it doesn't have my website on it, it's just it's ballyhoo neutral. Put it that way. And it's a very colorful button, and it's a 3-inch pinback button that I think you'll like. And now the one other thing I'm going to mention, there's one product that's coming out. Since I'm talking about expensive stuff, there's one other product that I'm going to launch soon, which will be under $10, and that is a custom-made talking board. You know, there are many different kinds of talking boards. The trade name is Ouija for the ones made by Hasbro, but that's generically speaking, they are talking boards. And I am going to be announcing some custom-made talking boards designed to your specifications. How's that? You like that? So keep an eye out at my Twitter feed, which is at Rev Eliot, and you'll see announcements about these things. It's a nice Twitter feed because I don't attack people. I don't get involved in the usual Twitter feuds and screaming matches. Every now and then, somebody will come in there and throw a challenge my way, and they just get blocked. You know, I don't need that. I just believe in conversation and or conversating. I heard somebody use that word. Is that really a word? And having a good time with people, and show various interesting little news items and words of wisdom, my daily tarot card, all kinds of stuff. It's just fun, and it's not, you know, as heavy as like Facebook was for me, where people kept wanting to attack and attack and attack, which is sad. But you know the kind of people I'm talking about. They just don't have much going in their lives, so they tear down instead of build up. I'm just settled for leaving things the hell alone rather than building up. You know, if you just do that. But we have a nice little community of people over there at X, as it's now called, and that's where I mention all my products, all my services, and all the free stuff too. So check it out. It's over there at Rev Eliot, REVELIOT. You can capitalize the R and the E, but I don't think that's necessary. So that's enough chatter for now. Let's do this. See, I've been shuffling up the cards, as you can hear. Let's start taking some calls. How's that? That's what we're here for, right? I'm going to ring a bell 3 times to declare sacred space, which means no more sales pitches, right? I like to think of these more as updates on what I'm doing and putting out there, as opposed to sales pitches. But I guess when you come down to it, it's like that, right? So let's ring that bell 3 times. My throat is still a little scratchy because the air is so dry, and I had a bit of a cold a week or so ago. So, well, let's see if we can make myself understood. Morgan in Pueblo, Colorado is our first caller tonight. Hello, Morgan.
Hello.
Hi, how are you tonight?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. What can I look at for you?
I think I'm just kind of open to receiving, so whatever comes in.
Okay, well, this is an interesting set of cards here. The first card is the 10 of Swords. That's a nasty looking little card, but it's actually quite good. It means the worst is over. Have you been going through some very hard times lately?
Yeah. I mean, yes and no.
Okay, well, it's just the usual vicissitudes of life, I guess. Well, this is saying that the bad stuff is over, and the world threw its worst at you, and you're still here. The next card is the Six of Rods, and that is a card of success and triumph. So you're going to do very well taking a look at the year here. The Knight of Rods is there, which says there's going to be new opportunities for you in terms of work and career. The Wheel of Fortune says this will be a time of change, and the Seven of Cups is a card of great imagination and great thoughts and a lot of ideas coming your way. So you're about to enter a very fertile time in terms of imagination and creativity this year. So are you looking for any kind of new work or anything like that?
Yeah, potentially. I'm considering opening up a second business. So
Okay, well that would be the Knight of Rods because the knights are the beginnings of something. At this point, it's like
yeah,
theoretical. The knight is not like the page where it's manifested. The knight is the beginning of it, which is well the mystical element of it all in the court cards is that each card relates to one of the four letters in the ineffable name of God. And the first one is Yod, which is where the knights are, and that is that's the theoretical thing, So that's good. You're going to have a very good year. I see the star is here. That's a card of hope and optimism. So it's looking very good. But the main thing is that I like is that ten of swords means that the bad stuff is over.
good. That is good to hear.
Yeah, that's a nice one. Anything in specific here that I mentioned that you want to look deeper into?
Do you have anything showing up for a relationship or love?
Um, Not yet. No. Um, I have cards that relate to waiting. Here's the Lover's card. There you go. Right, that's what you said. And here's the Four of Cups, which cups are emotion and romance, and that is, and there's one other card I want to get to in a moment. That it means that there's a possibility of something coming your way, but you haven't seen it yet. Okay, that's because there's a person looking at three cups, and there's a hand coming out of a cloud offering another cup, but the person doesn't see it yet, which is okay.
Okay.
It just means something is
Yeah.
developing and it's coming your way. But there's also the Nine of Coins here, which tells me that you're very comfortable alone if you need to be, and I don't mean like
Right.
a hermit or anything. It's just you're not one of these people who freaks out if she's not in a relationship, is what I see.
Right.
So that's good. And this change that's coming is going to be coming very soon. I've got the Eight of Rods here, and that's a card of it of these things is speeding towards a person. So this is going to be a very active year. I see new things coming in terms of emotional well-being and work and money now. See, I got the Ace of Coins here. Money is there. That's always good to see. So you got a lot of positive stuff here that's going to be growing this year for you, and it looks like it's going to be an exciting year.
Awesome. That sounds fantastic.
Let's see. Now,
Super excited about that.
in fact, here's an interesting card because you mentioned you wanted to start a new business. This is the Six of Coins. It's a card of philanthropy in a broader sense. But whenever people mention to me that they're interested in starting a new business and this card shows up, it means you will find investors.
Oh, awesome. Okay.
So there will be financing. In fact, a lot of financing. Here's the Ten of Coins. There's money all around you here. I had the Nine of Coins earlier, and here's the Ten of Coins and the Six of Coins. You're gonna. A lot of the stuff that you've been laying the groundwork for a long time in your life is going to come to fruition this year. And
awesome.
You're ready.
That's good to hear.
From what I see,
I'm definitely
you're
ready
absolutely
for it.
ready. Yeah, you know how to handle it, and you know what to do with it, and it's. I find it exciting. So, hey, Happy New Year, right?
Yeah,
Happy New Year.
absolutely.
Thanks a lot for calling.
Yeah, thank you. Have a good night.
Bye. Thank you. Bye-bye. And let's shuffle them up. You're listening to Reverend Eliot's Magical Window with me, Reverend Eliot. the one infallible card reader who is never wrong. That's what makes me infallible. And if you say that I'm wrong when I say that, that kind of breaks my heart. No, nobody's infallible this way. That's the cards are a guide, and we can misinterpret them. You know, I at the end of 2019, and you can still find those shows in the AskOneRadio.com archive. I was getting a lot of cards for people that were aces, meaning new beginnings, and it was over and over and over again, saying something's coming. There's something is happening here. I was too. I didn't interpret it correctly, as they say. I just passed the information along, and of course, what happened was a lot of people had to regroup and start their lives over because of the pandemic. But that was definitely, in retrospect, that was definitely in the cards that there was new stuff coming, and for people's lives, and geez, just talk about having change thrust upon you. Wow, that was it's hard to believe that was only like 5 years ago, barely 5 years ago. I got hit with it in April of 2020. Not happy about that. Not happy about that, but that's life. Anthony in Queensland, Australia is next. Hi, Anthony. You're on with Reverend Eliot.
Hi, how are you, mate?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Great. What can I look at for you, Anthony?
Just saying what's in the future ahead and financial situation and stuff like that.
Okay, let's give it a shot. Let's see. Well,
Right.
there's good stuff here in terms of work. I see Ace of Rods means something new is going to come your way in terms of work and career. The Two of Rods, that's the same thing in a sense. It's you have the Ace and the Two. That's waiting for this stuff to appear. It's coming. This is the Seven of Rods is here. So this is definitely going to be a year that you focus on career and work. This is a person, the rods overall are about that, but the seven is a person who sweeps away all the obstacles that get in his way. The Seven of Coins is here. That's pretty good. That's that's you in enjoying the fruit of your labors in terms of money. That you're going to be you're going to be able to do that and enjoy it. This is also the Nine of Cups, which that's emotional, but it's also about riches. The person in the Nine of Cups is very well fed and very happy and has all of his physical needs met. So financially, he's doing well. So yeah, it looks like this is going to be an interesting year. And here's the Ace of Swords, which you have the Ace of Rods and the Ace of Swords. So this new career opportunity or new business opportunity that will be coming your way is going to be a result of something new that you see in a new way of thinking. If you put the Ace of Swords and the Ace of Rods together, one is about thinking and one is about working. So you're going to create this yourself. You're very good at that, aren't you?
Yep.
So things are going to pay off for you this year. I see money and success. Here's the Knight of Coins again. There's money, and here's the Five of Coins. That's more money, which is about hanging on to what you've got and being careful with making sure you use it wisely. The Two of Coins, again, that's about using money to make more money, about juggling money, about creating wealth and credit. Now, this is definitely a money and happiness time of year, because here is the Ten of Cups. So I'm getting all these money and cup cards here, and it's very good. This is going to be an authentically happy year for you.
Right. Fantastic.
Anything else you want to look at?
Anything in the love side of life at the moment, or?
Oh, well, there's the Ace of Cups. Yeah, you mentioned love. Cups are romance and emotions and affairs of the heart. And these cards must like you, because as soon as you mention this, there's the Ace of Cups. So yes, that means something new is coming that way. And of course, here that's followed by a money card, which tells me that it'll be a good relationship and profitable. Who
Right.
knows?
Fantastic.
You can't ask for more than that. So I think you're moving places. I have here again the Eight of Cups, which is about a person who is moving away from things in life that are not working and going towards things that do work. Which again, that is you are taking charge of what's happening in your life. That's the sword. That's the Ace of Swords. It's your ideas. So it's going to be very good. A very good year headed
Fantastic.
your
Great.
way. Creative, emotionally fulfilling, money. You got it all here. Here's the Emperor. You're going to be sitting on top of the world. It's very good. It's a great reading.
Great. Fantastic. Great. Really appreciate it. Thanks for your help, mate.
My pleasure. Thanks for calling.
Sure.
And gee, we're getting so many good, positive readings. And I've got a theory about why I get so many positive readings, and I've espoused that many times here. So I won't take up the time with it now. Maybe I'll do it later or another time, another show. But it's wonderful. There's so many good things on the way for so many people. Tiffany in Manitoba is next. Hi, you're on with Reverend Eliot.
Oh, hello.
Hi, Tiffany. How are you tonight?
I'm good. How about yourself?
I'm doing well. I don't think that I have any right to talk about the cold weather here in New York to somebody up north. So I hope you're staying warm.
Yeah, we've had some cold days.
Yeah. Well, this is not my favorite time of year, but we deal with it, don't we? So what can I look at for you
Yeah.
today?
Anything related to like career, health, finances?
Okay, let's see what we get. The first thing I have here is the Six of Swords, and that's an interesting card. That means that you are moving away from rough waters to smooth waters. That's the literal interpretation on the card. It's a person who gets from where they are to where they want to be through their own power, through their own efforts. So you're making progress with that. The King of Cups is here. That means you're very in charge of your emotions. You can I'm not saying that you're uptight kind of person, but you don't let your emotions rule you. You use your emotions to serve you. You're a very intuitive person. I see that from the Moon card here. And then I have two cards here about money coming your way this year. And again, I've had this three times now as the Ace of Rods, which means a new career move. Are you looking for changes in terms of your work?
Yeah.
Because this is the year it looks like you're going to do it.
Thanks.
Now, the Nine of Rods is here. That's also work. And that shows me that you are prepared. That's a person who is ready for this, has been around the block, has taken a few hits, has survived, but is definitely ready for what's coming. And then the Queen of Rods. You see, you can control you financially in terms of career and in terms of emotions. You're able to control these things, and that's very important. You're not an emotional basket case. Let's put it that way. But you're not. But you're not an iceberg, is what I mean. It's just you're a person who knows how to put emotions in their proper place, and you do well. And the Queen of Coins is here. This is all wonderful stuff. What I'm seeing is that you're succeeding in getting the things that you want. That's the card about getting from where you are to where you want to be. It's going to involve getting money and using it wisely, and making your emotions serve you. So you got things pretty well settled here. I think you'll do all right.
Yes.
Anything in particular in there that you want to look into deeper?
Like you would know, like a time frame ish for the
Well,
career.
No, there are ways of doing that, but that's a long, involved reading, and I never even found those things worth doing. But I'll tell you this much:
Oh.
there's the preponderance of cards leaning in this direction show me that it's taking effect now. It's all happening
Okay.
now, which is excellent in terms of. See, here's the strength card also. And here's the sun, which is about healing and health and growth and happiness. The strength card, that's obvious from all the other cards I see about you that you're a person who is well balanced and composed, and that does take strength. You're not going, you can handle an emergency. You're not going to fall apart.
Mm.
Not that there's emergencies coming. Oh well, look, here's a card. The Eight of Rods. Now this is the funny thing. This is one of the few cards in the deck that indicates timing, what you asked me about. So I give you this whole speech about, well, there's ways to do it, but I don't find, but here's the card. This is the card, the Eight of Rods, that says what we're discussing is not only in the works now, but it's almost ready to land. It's almost happening. So you're very close to getting what you want. And that's what I love about the cards. They seem to be alive when they do things like that, and they say you'd say I can't do timing. Well, I'll show you timing, and there it is. So yeah, this is happening now, and it's going to work out very well. Here's the Six of Rods. That's another card I had earlier for somebody. That's about success and triumph. So this looks like for so many people, 2025 is going to be a wonderful year.
Well, that's great.
So enjoy it.
I will.
Okay. Thank you for calling.
Thank you very much.
Bye now. And let's shuffle them up. Hey, we're past the halfway mark with Reverend Eliot's Magical Window. If you don't get through tonight, or if you don't want to speak about what's going on in your life in front of a few billion people, that's a slight exaggeration, of course. Please, by all means, you can contact me through my contact page at magic-works.com, or you can send me an email at asktarot, ASKTAROT, at earthlink.net. Take a look at the website, though. I would recommend doing it through the contact form in the website because you can see what else is there. And there's free stuff there that I did a couple of these this week, and I always neglect to mention it, but I will now, that you can get a free birth chart. And all you have to do is go to my website, magic-works.com, which is magick-works.com, and click on the tab at the top that says birth chart, free birth chart. And I will send you a free 2-page report of your natal chart. All you have to do is tell me when and where you were born, at what time, what the date, the time. If you don't have the time, don't sweat it. I can do it anyway. It'd just be a slightly less accurate, maybe, but it'll be close enough. And I love doing those, and I neglect to mention it. I can say, I haven't done one of these in a long time, and I think, of course, you dope, you haven't mentioned it in a long time. Tell people. Tell them. John L. Lewis, the labor leader, said, "He who tooteth not his own horn, said horn shall not be tooted." So there you go. So if you want a free birth chart, do that. If you want a free gift, you can find one there too. I have a page which I haven't updated in quite a while. I didn't do much of anything last year except start dying, but which the doctors, they put the kibosh on that. So I'm still here. You can't get rid of me that easily. But I have a page of celebrity horoscopes, which is outrageously accurate. It's just hilarious to see these things. I mean, anybody who doesn't believe in astrology is going to have to think twice with all this. So take a look at the celebrity horoscope page. And I'll send you a gift if you suggest a person whose horoscope you would like me to do. By horoscope, of course, I mean birth chart, then and I will do that, and I will thank you publicly, and I will send you I will email you a thing. How's that? I'll be cryptic about it, but you'll see. Yeah, I think you'll like it. Well, we're going to shuffle them up one more time. This is getting to be a nervous tick for me. It's just shuffling it. I think I sit on the subway or bus, and I find myself, my fingers are like shuffling. We're going to Azure in Minnesota. Did I pronounce your name correctly?
Azure.
Azure. Great.
Yep.
It's a beautiful color, so it's a beautiful
It
name.
is. Thank you.
What can I look at? What can I look at for you tonight?
I don't know. Kind of wondering if there was anything from my son. He passed a couple years ago.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Let's see what we get. I do have some cards that when I do these, that will let me know if this is a genuine reading. Well, yeah, this is one of the cards that I look for. I just got it. This is the death card. Now, this is the funny thing, because I'm going to read this to you. Pardon me. And you can go back and listen to other shows and see that this happens to me all the time. The first card I have is the Three of Swords, which is a card of immense sorrow. And that we can understand that, right? Then there's the Death card, which is because we're doing a thing about a person who has died. Then I have the Wheel of Fortune. And that's followed by the Sun. The Wheel of Fortune means things changing. And that's followed by the card of the Sun, which is a card of healing and health and growth and happiness. I must get that 90% of the time when I do an afterlife reading. They start out sad, and they end up with as if the message is, I know you're hurting. I know you're sad that I'm gone. I'm growing. I'm healing. I'm doing better where I am now. It's almost always that message. So that the message is, I'm doing all right. This was a very difficult passing that your son had.
I can't do. Yeah. He was sober for 4 years.
You don't have to give too many details if you don't want to.
He was sober for 4 years and relapsed once, and it was an overdose.
Oh, you see, because every time I see these cards, it's about a very rough life that a person has had, and that it is the rough part is over. That on the spiritual realm, in that part of existence, the person is doing well. This is it's fascinating how many times I get that card of healing and growth and happiness in something that starts out in such tragedy. But the message here is, again, don't be sad for me, because I'm growing, I'm evolving as a spirit, and I'm doing well. And I'd like to think that maybe these people can take another crack at life, wouldn't you?
Right.
So that's the message I have here, okay? And I will light a white candle to send positive energy your way and the spirit's way. How's that?
Thank you.
Okay, take care. Bye now.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.
And yeah, it's almost predictable that I'm going to get those particular cards when I do a reading like this. And it's just something that I had never expected to happen. But there it is. There it is, right? Can't argue with the cards. Crystal in Manitoba is next. Hi, Crystal. You're on with Reverend Eliot.
Hi, Eliot.
Hi, Crystal. How are you tonight?
I'm okay. I'm just recovering from bronchitis, but I'm doing all right. Otherwise, how about you?
Happy recovery. Bronchitis is the worst, isn't it?
Yeah, it wasn't fun.
Well, I'm glad that they took care of it and that it didn't lead to pneumonia, which is that happened to me one time, and I'd never want that to happen again. So
No, not fun.
I'm glad you're with us. What can we look at now for
Yeah.
you?
Well, I'm just in the process of transforming my life a little bit. I'm selling my house, and so looking to see if how's that going to go. And then I'm considering relocation. So I want to get any information about that. And then I was recently in a relationship that just ended, and so just kind of looking around what's in the future around that,
Well,
whether I made the right decision or.
yes, that's the short answer is yes. You did well. You did well. The first card I have here is Temperance, and that is balance being restored to your life. And this is very important because when you were describing making changes and recovery and all the things like that, this is about restoring balance to a life that may have lost some of its balance, but you're going to succeed in that. The Ace of Coins and the Ten of Coins are here. That's the full spectrum of the money stuff. So financially, this will be an okay year for you. This will be a good year for you financially, from what I see. The Eight of Cups. If you hadn't told me that you had just ended a relationship, I would have known it from that card. Because cups are about
Okay.
romances and affairs of the heart and emotions, and it shows a person walking away from something that isn't working and going towards something that is working, going to something better.
Okay.
There's a similar card right after that, which is on a larger scale about your life in general, which is the Six of Swords, which shows a person in a little boat rowing the boat from rough waters to calm waters. See, this is the restoration of balance. This is showing me that you're going to be successful in this coming year, restoring balance to your life. I see the cards I see from the recent past are hectic, like the Five of Rods. Fives are really no good in these in the tarot card. This shows people beating each other with sticks, But
Oh, geez.
it's not serious battle, but it's bad enough. But you've survived that. That's all in the past. Right now, that balance is the key word here. Balance and growth. Ace of Rods is here and Ace of Coins is here, which means growth in terms of career and in terms of money. The Eight of Coins
Oh,
here indicates that you may be getting work in not exactly an apprentice, but starting something new and doing very well at it. No, there's loads of money cards
okay.
here, by the way. It's getting boring here. There's two more money cards. You're getting. This is going to be a
Maybe
good
for
year
you
for
it's
you
boring.
financially. Yeah, this is going to be a good year for you financially. How's that? I mean, very good.
Good. Good news.
The Knight of Cups indicates that there is a potential for a new romance, but it's very formative right now. It hasn't really crystallized, but it's there. Okay, there's a potential that's coming with somebody. Okay.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
things are look
Tasty.
well. Your life is going to regain the balance that you were seeking. You made the right move, leaving what wasn't working and going towards what is working, and you're going to be rewarded for all that because it's all going to pay off. Okay.
Do you see me relocating to another country?
Well, that Six of Swords that I told you about, moving from, figuratively speaking, from rough waters to calm waters, in
Mm-hmm.
classical tarot reading, that also indicates moving. Because
Does it?
it's about it's about traveling and relocating. That's definitely what's there. That's definitely a secondary meaning of that card. Um, what else do we have here to see if that anything bolsters it? No, there's the Ace of Cups. That's the beginning of things romantic and emotional, and there's the Ten of Cups. That's the Ace and the Ten. That's the full spectrum. You're going to have a very full romantic emotional life this year. That's what I see. But with the knight and with the ace, I'd say that there's a very high probability that you're going to be involved with somebody who's good for you. because the Ten of Cups ensues from the Ace of Cups in your reading, and that is a card of great happiness and joy with a person and a home and all kinds of good stuff.
Well, that's lovely.
So you have a lot of power, and this is, I have two very powerful cards here that are tell me that you do you do any work on the spiritual line yourself?
I do, yeah.
Because this is,
I'm a
you
Reiki
have,
master.
because I've got for you the Magician card and the High Priestess, and that told me that you are a spiritual worker yourself. So I'm glad to hear that the message is correct, and you're going to do well with it because there's great happiness.
So I'm switching, and I'm trying to switch into that field. Like I'm a corporate person right now, but I'm trying to move more into the spiritual work.
Well, I think so many of us ditched the corporate world. I didn't like it.
No.
It wasn't for me. I kind of like this. I think you're going to be quite successful at it because you also have a knack for juggling money and making money work. So you're a good blend of the practical and the spiritual, and you have wisdom, whether you know it or not.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not asking you. I'm telling you, you have wisdom, and you're going to trust that inner voice. It'll be louder and clearer once you restore that balance in your life, and you're just about done. The balance is there. It's almost completely there. Here's the Fool card. That you can't get at any more than that. That's the person. If there was a bad card in this reading, that would eliminate the meaning of the bad card. This is a card of a person who is the beloved of God and has great spiritual power and spiritual protection. If you make that move into doing spiritual work, please drop me a line at magic-works.com or through the Ask One radio website, and I'll be happy to put something about you at my website under the links page. You. Okay, because I like to encourage other people to do that also. So I've got to run. We're coming to the end,
okay.
and I'm getting more talkative now. I find you quite interesting because of the power that you generate, and I can feel it. So take care and stay in touch if you can. Thanks for calling.
Okay, I will for sure. Thank you, Reverend Eliot. Bye-bye.
And that's it. We've come to the end of another edition of Reverend Eliot's Magical Window, show number 82,462,325, including all the shows I missed. This is I'm so glad to be back. I'm glad the doctors have patched me up a bit, and I'm here and I'm not moping around. And I enjoyed spending this time with you. And we're going to do it again next week on the new moon. Wednesday, the 29th, is the new moon. And that's also Chinese New Year. And then I'll put a few things up about that. Now, let's see. I mention this incessantly, but I'll mention it again. If you want to know more about what I do, take a look at magic-works.com, magick-works.com. You can also find a link to my website at the Ask One Radio website, and click that, and you can find a lot of interesting stuff. There's free movies there to look at. There's that free birth chart. Now, I want you to do that. I want you to put me to work. You don't want me lounging around the house. You don't want an otiose Reverend Eliot who just grows fat and lazy. Put me to work. Get me to make those birth charts. So until next week, remember, who you are is the universe's gift to you. Who you become is your gift right back to the universe. I'll see you next week. Until then, blessings and have a wonderful week. Bye-bye now.